1st of March 25, and I'm just looking at the Zelensky-Trump argument thing again yesterday. Um, I'm just thinking about it and that, and I thought, looking back on it, I thought that's the first time as well. Zelensky was a bit tetchy, I don't blame him in a way, because it's stupid. He's got to go through this charade while his country is, at risk of becoming Russian again, you know, because they've already been through the Soviet Union, so they know exactly what they don't want, basically. They've been through it before, so yeah, they had to go through the rigmarole. And I just think he was a bit too touchy, especially with JD Vance, if that's his name, I don't know. But yeah, that JD Vance seems a real sort of uh, even more annoying than Trump, I would say. Like somebody was saying, up to the end, Trump handled it better, but it was when JD Vance got himself involved, and but apparently somebody else was saying as well that Biden used to get angry at Zelensky because he was always asking for more, and he thought he was a bit rude the way he was doing it, So, but that all happened behind closed doors, So, and also he knew he was getting quite a lot from America anyway. Not enough, but quite a lot. I mean, I could understand the West being a bit scared at first. They were scared of Russia having nuclear weapons, or also maybe defragmenting, because if Russia collapses, which there's a good chance that it will, if it collapses, then you've got all these unknown countries with nuclear weapons all of a sudden, yeah, because Russia itself, I'm not sure how much of it's the way we think of Russia. When we think of Russia, we think of Putin in terms of demographic or whatever. But I'm not sure how many that is, because you've got all the stands in the east and that, so what was it, 50%, 60%? And if Russia collapses, well, they call it a federation, don't they? So I don't know how much of that will be left. Like, definitely Moscow and St. Petersburg, that bit in the west, but I don't know about beyond that in the east. Uh, yes, I was just looking at it. Like I said, I thought Zelensky, he handled it pretty bad. Somebody was saying that his ambassador, who was in the picture as well, I don't know, maybe didn't look too happy about the way he was handling it. Well, you don't know, but and the thing about him wearing military fatigues, he said he would wear that until Ukraine is at peace again. So, but he should have said that. Somebody asked him, one of the journalists asked him, because those journalists that come to Trump's things now, a lot of them are now Trump's sycophants, really, so Trump fanatics, because he's let lots sort of podcasters and stuff come to the White House press conferences. So I don't know who asked that question, but whoever it was probably a Trump fanatic. I don't know whether it was an individual podcaster or Breitbart News, something like that. Apparently, the likes of Associated Press and CNN, they've all been sort of demoted. I'm not totally against that, but if you're just bringing in fanatics, it's a waste of time. Like, so you get asked the question why he dressed like that, but he's always dressed like that, And he didn't really answer him. That's the problem. He didn't. He tried to make it a bit comical, which was a bit of a mistake, and he was a bit. It was a bit sarcastic the way he done it. He should have told him these are military fatigues, and it's to show that we're at war, and I'll stop wearing them once we're at peace again. It's to remind everybody we're at war, but he didn't say that or anything. And he went on Fox News later on, and people are saying it was bad again. But he was all right with the Fox journalist. I thought the Fox journalist was very good in my opinion. Because that's the likes of Sean Hannity and all that are there or used to be there. But they were terrible. You just went on there to be humiliated by if they didn't agree with you. Like I say, I don't know. He's in a difficult position because who supports the Russians apart from Trump? And his and all those around him, his politicians around him. I don't think most Americans support Russia. They think Russia is bad and Putin bad. So I don't know why he's gone against Ukraine. I don't understand. It's a bit like COVID, you know, like people started talking about being against the JAG or whatever, you know. I don't know, really. Sometimes people just seem to take a sort of troll view of it, you know. That's what I feel anyway. And I'm just looking here. Apparently, held back bunkers in Norway. The largest marine fuel company appears to have announced that it will no longer fuel American things. It's got a. I can't see the tweet there, but they weren't very happy. But I was surprised at that. I don't know who they are. This is a good Twitter feed to follow. Military News Ukraine, I think it's called. Yeah, and today Zelensky was visiting Britain and Keir Starmer was here. But of course, Keir's going to be really nice to him because it's a sensible thing to do. All they deserve is total sympathy. So.
I hope you heard some of that cheering in the street. That is the people of the United Kingdom coming out to demonstrate how much they support you, how much they support Ukraine, and our absolute determination to stand with you, unwavering determination, and to achieve what we both want to achieve, which is a lasting peace for Ukraine based on sovereignty and security for Ukraine. So important for Ukraine, so important for Europe, and so important for the United Kingdom. So I'm much looking forward to our discussions here this afternoon. Thank you very much for making the time to come.
With pleasure. Thank you very much, Keir. Mr. Prime Minister, happy to be here. And really, I saw a lot of people, and I want to thank you, people of the United Kingdom, such big support from the very beginning of this war. Thank you, your team. And I'm very happy that His Majesty the King accepted my meeting tomorrow, and I'm thankful that you organized such a great summit for tomorrow. And we are very happy in Ukraine that we have such strategic partners. We signed with you historic documents.
100-year agreement.
Yeah, we have only with you such documents with the United Kingdom, so we're happy, and we count on your support, and really, we're really happy that we have such partners and such friends.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lydia.
I'll just watch that again.
Cheers on the street outside.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I got that. Yeah, I mean, that's the way it should be, you know. I mean, I felt really sad for him. I mean, Trump doesn't make any sense, really. I don't know what he's up to today, but and apparently there's going to be a European summit tomorrow, how they can help Ukraine. So I'm really happy about that, because I really want Europe to be able to be the ones to help Ukraine fully, because Trump's doesn't make sense, you know. I don't think he even makes sense to his own fan base. Well, a lot of them. Some of them will still stick in there, you know, but yeah, because even on the right and the left, the far left and on the very, very right, and probably far right as well, but they seem to be Russia good, Ukraine bad, you know, which I don't understand, especially the far left, you know, like George Galloway and that. I don't understand that at all. Just, so he's getting a good welcome today, and I really hope Europe can take over, because there's a lot of real damage that USA could do to them. For a start, they'll probably lose the Starlink thing. So it's ironic, Russia will have Starlink and Ukraine won't, so it's absolute. Those are satellite, you know, satellite internet basically, so I don't know if anybody else has got a satellite internet service, you know, so really Musk can do a lot of damage there. Yeah. So I saw Keir Starmer today. They must be having the meeting in London tomorrow with the European leaders. And when the new German Chancellor got elected last week, he said we can't rely on USA anymore. Europe needs to support Ukraine. Yeah, so that was really good that he said that as well. He was saying it because of what J.D. Vance said at the Munich conference, but I don't agree with that. J.D. Vance didn't really say anything about Ukraine in the Munich conference, but he said that the danger to the West was within, and he was talking about mass immigration mostly, I think, so I totally agree with him on that. And the other thing was about free speech, and he was right about that as well. So J.D. Vance, I agree with him on the Munich conference thing, you know. I mean, he's not got a very likeable tone, so I mean, Poland's currently putting up a border wall fence all across its border with Belarus because what Putin was doing was he was getting Minsk to let Kurds in from Mosul, basically. It was started flights from Mosul to Minsk, and it was understood that they would be driven to the border and that, and then they could just wander into Poland, and then a lot of them would end up in Britain, you know, but they could go anywhere they want, and once they're in West, it's like Disneyland, basically, you know. But they do have their preference, like the UK. America's number one, usually, with the UK. Some stay with Germany, France, you know, but they probably wouldn't even stay in Poland if they get in, you know. So that was a flight from Mosul to Minsk. So J.D. Vance is totally right to say, you know, Putin obviously agrees. Yeah, so let's see what else. One of the US president's advisors, saying that they didn't prepare in advance for attacks on Zelensky. Yeah, it's hard to say. It was not an ambush, he was saying. You know, that J.D. Vance has just got a funny tone, you know, as well. But like I say, Zelensky was a bit off as well, but who can blame him with having to deal with Trump, you know? It's like a nightmare scenario. And apparently, he basically got kicked out of the White House after that. They unanimously, the American side unanimously agreed not to sign the agreement. They get told to leave. They say that in the next room the parties were waiting for an agreement on rare earth resources. It was supposed to be signed after the thing, blah blah. Yes, I do, yeah. The only thing I would say about it, maybe, I think Zelensky seems a great president to me, and I would vote for him if I was Ukrainian, from what I know, but maybe if there's another one that's more, could put up with Trump's rubbish, you know, more diplomatic in that sense, maybe someone else could do it. Zelensky would move aside anyway because he's not a dictator. I mean, remember, Trump's just been calling him a dictator, so how much disrespect can you get, you know, disrespectful. And even Keir Starmer and Macron had to say something. They couldn't just, even though Keir was a bit sickly when he was with him, he did go on about the free speech thing. I don't know if J.D. Vance said something, because J.D. Vance said that speech at the Munich conference, and Keir Starmer said, we have free speech in Britain. But that's not true, really, because there's a grandmother in jail for two years for a tweet about the Southport killer, you know, which she deleted. So we don't really have free speech. And Keir's stamped down in it even more. He's known in Britain, you know, as Stasi Keir, two-tier Keir. There's nothing free speechy about him, really. So he was saying that to J.D. Vance, I guess, but J.D. Vance was right. And then Macron said the other day when he met Trump, he said, no, the 350 billion, he said Europe have given more, and it's not 350 billion. Trump said that again yesterday. He just lies all the time. What can you do if somebody just lies all the time, you know? He seems to be one of these boaster guys, you know, just boast and just make stuff up. There's no common ground that you can think me, you know. So what's happening here? So this is a good Twitter feed, or as I call it, Twitter. Yeah, I'll see if there's any news now. likely Zelensky has walked into a trap. So they're having a big conference tomorrow, so that's good. Free world needs a new leader, says EU Foreign Chief, as Europe backs Zelensky. Slovakia says it will stop financial military aid to Ukraine. Yeah, they've voted in a sort of very right-wing guy. Again, he's pro-Putin, doesn't make sense. So he's embarrassing himself a little bit. It's interesting that somebody's saying that to Newsmax, because that's a Trump news channel, really. It's not owned by him, but he's a Trump supporter. That looks like it. I thought it was a bit more than that. Yeah, and a lot of EU leaders have done tweets of support for Ukraine. Not Keir Starmer, I notice, from what I know so far anyway. Maybe he was waiting to meet him today, you know. So that's all I've got to say at the moment about that.